Hello and welcome back to episode 14 of Sherlock Holmes, Crimes and Punishments. I'm Vic, and you're watching yet another Let's Play channel. So let's see about these specialists that Sherlock wants to call in. Who they is. It's probably, the irregulars.
Wiggins, could you come upstairs, please?
Not a very covert signal.
At your service, Mr. Holmes.
I need a register, my young friend. If you could borrow it, there will be half a guinea for every one of you. I need the crew list of the Rock of Gibraltar in 1893, and their current employment.
I'm straight on it, Mr. Holmes.
Do you really think they'll find it, Holmes?
My secret police is better than the Yard in many ways.
Here it is, Mr. Holmes. But we can't take it back. It's too risky.
Put it on the table. I'll take care of it. Good work, young Wiggins.
And half a guinea for the lot of you.
I left it right on the table for you, sir.
Which table? Alright.
This list shows the senior officers of the Rock of Gibraltar, on which Lady Brackenstall and her maid made their voyage. Lady Brackenstall does not know anyone in England. This must mean that someone on this list is our mysterious visitor. And these are the lists of the senior officers of the Adelaide, Southampton, London Line ships. Let us find out who was in London upon November the 7th.
Okay, so nobody on this list. These guys could have been, but they would have been ashore an awful long time. Right? No. They departed. Yeah, they were not here. These guys arrived on... They departed London on the 10th. These guys were here.
Mr. Jack Crocker was in London upon the date of the crime, and he is due to depart in 2 days.
Okay, so that's one. Anybody else from the list? Chill, Southward, Woods, Walker, Whittington. I don't think so. No. So that's it, right? We already got Crocker.
Mr. Jack Crocker was in London upon the date of the crime, and he is due to depart in 2 days.
George Stewart. I mean, I must have missed somebody.
I do not think that this sailor has any connection to the case.
Yeah, I didn't think so either. But why aren't we done yet?
This list shows the senior officer.
Yeah. So they left in October. They left Adelaide in October, and they won't get here until March. So nobody on this list. These guys don't arrive in London until the 12th, so nobody on this list. These guys left London in October, and they won't get to Adelaide until January. So nobody on this list. Am I supposed to check them all?
This officer was on a ship that sailed half a month ago. He wasn't in London at the time of the crime.
Yeah. Okay, so I need to eliminate everyone. Okay.
This officer was on a ship.
Yep. We already checked this one.
This officer is still at sea, therefore he cannot be involved.
So there's still 3 dudes that I
This
haven't...
officer is still at sea, therefore he cannot be involved.
Yeah, I really... Did we need to go through this? Ernest
This
Woods.
officer is still at sea, therefore he cannot be involved. This officer is still
Right.
at sea, therefore he cannot be involved.
And would you look at that, a
Captain
smoking
Jack
gun.
Crocker is our mysterious visitor. He was the only one around at the time of the murder.
Great.
This Crocker, do you think...
It would be interesting to meet him. Our young friend should be able to find him.
All right, another job for you, kid.
Wiggins, could you find a way to bring this Captain Crocker here to us?
Here? Holmes, that could be dangerous.
No problem, Mr. Holmes.
Too late, Watson.
Mr. Holmes, I was informed that you were looking for me, and I'd like to know why.
Yes, it is important that we talk. You will soon understand why.
Let's have a look at you. What are we looking for here? Sea knife, yeah. Now what is missing? I'm really surprised that I didn't find anything about his hands. Ah, there we go.
You are acquainted with Lady Mary Brackenstall, are you not?
Yes, I think I do remember her, from when I was first officer, but I still don't see...
It seems your relationship went beyond that of mere passenger and first officer.
How dare you?
Indeed, how reckless a feeling is love, particularly if one is prepared to commit a murder in its name.
Explain yourself this instant.
You are aware that the murder made the headlines of the morning press. You read the newspaper report, but to your dismay, found it much fabricated. Once you learned that I wanted to see you, you came straight away. You needed to know what I had found.
You... and what do you know?
That evening, you were with Lady Brackenstall, despite the danger.
I'm not afraid, Mr. Holmes. Besides, all of this is just guesswork.
You would be right, if there was no evidence.
What then?
Lady Brackenstall was tied to a chair on the night of the murder. And it was you who tied her up.
You call that evidence?
Yes, as she was tied with a sailor's knot. Your handiwork.
So, it's a sailor who's done it. That proves nothing, Mr. Holmes. I'm not the only sailor in London right now. Your theory is flawed, anyway. On the night of the murder, I was aboard the Sharp. I was supervising the repair of a porthole.
At night?
It was an emergency. There was a leak. You can ask the ship's carpenter. He can confirm.
I'm sure that he can.
Perfect. In that case, we have nothing more to talk about. Good evening, gentlemen.
Holmes, what should we do now? Would you like to check his alibi?
No. There is no doubt that these men will testify in his favor, and there will be no way to check.
So, what then?
So, we must work with what we have. We have all the puzzle pieces.
Now I understand why you dissected the bell rope.
Yep. Right. So I'm supposed to be thinking that maybe the domestic violence in this case is in some way a mitigating factor. That somehow makes this an act of self-defense. I do not find that to be the case. So, I don't think we have any other choice. This was a really quick one.
Wiggins, could you ask Mr. Crocker to come here again, please?
Right away.
We're going to confront him in the house?
Why did you make me come here again, Mr. Holmes?
It is over. I know that it was you who killed Sir Eustace Brackenstall.
What?
I know, because of the height at which the rope was cut. The knife used was a sea knife. The knots were sailor's knots, and not least the sheer force that was put behind the killing blow. And because you are the only one who knows Lady Mary Brackenstall in London. And because you love her.
It's true.
It is time for you to tell us the whole truth.
I admit that I loved Mary madly from the first day that I met her. But I never did come to visit her, for I believed that she was in a happy household. When I talked to her maid, who told me everything, I was insane with rage. I was due to set sail for 6 months away. I wanted only to see her again. But it turned into a damnable nightmare when he barged in. He dared raise his hand to her. He was not even worthy of licking her boots. Oh, I regret nothing. I admit I killed the monster out of love for her. She will forgive me if she is able.
Lady Brackenstall already forgave you. She said nothing.
Mary.
But that makes her an accomplice as well as her maid. It places her in danger yet again.
Mr. Holmes.
You would not have managed to protect her.
Till I die, do you hear me? Here is a letter that sets everything clear. And it is the one that should be disclosed to the police. I am the only culprit. Mary had nothing to do with it. Now it is time to end this.
Why? Why is this a thing now? Like, if you had just let me dispose of the letter, maybe that would have been what you wanted. Right? So now what?
You should have let me die. How can I live if Mary suffers?
I am sorry, Captain Crocker, but there has been quite enough death in this case.
Oh, he was going to shoot himself, huh? Right there in my drawing room. How rude.
Inspector, I give you Sir Eustace's killer. He tried his best to perform his own justice.
Well, I'm not surprised. Yes, it was me. I confess.
Here is a piece of evidence that can be used in court.
Perfect. A case that went smoothly for once.
Yep, I'm good with that. Let's see what people had to say about it. More just there. Yeah, so that was the conclusion everybody came to. That one, I feel like that one was a little transparent. I'm not surprised by that. I don't have to agree. The Kew Gardens drama.
Holmes, for heaven's sake, whatever's going on?
Oh, hello, Watson. You're early. Did you kill all of your patients?
What? Holmes, where have all these wretched bees come from?
I increased the temperature of the room so as to prevent them from hibernating. I needed to take a sample of honey. But it worked, Watson. We will have honey all year round.
Ridiculous and dangerous.
They're domestic bees, Apis mellifera, such industrious workers. Anyway, Watson, I am sorry, but I must leave you. I'm in rather a hurry.
You have a new case?
Yes, but nothing as thrilling as this experiment. A theft of plants at the Royal Botanic Gardens in Kew. I'm helping a minister who's an old friend of mine. You can join me if you like.
Well, I'll admit that I'd far rather accompany you than remain alone here with these workers of yours. Besides, you'll need a helping hand with the flowers you're intending to bring back.
Watson, how ever did you guess?
For the great Sherlock Holmes to bother with the theft of plants. Come on, admit that you're planning to spoil your little bees with some rare pollens.
Since when did I become so transparent? Let us go.
And the poor dog's just going to be stuck in the hot apartment with the bees. I do like those little flavorful moments. I hope you're going to be done with the book soon, because we're going to be running out of cases, Sherlock. What are you going to read for the next game? If it really is over this quickly, I think we're just going to do them straight to back. Why do you keep putting it down?
Well, Holmes, here we are at the Royal Botanic Gardens. There's no doubt that this place is beautiful. But are you really intent on investigating the theft of the plants?
Yes, of course.
Yeah, I mean, he wouldn't come here under false pretenses.
Don't touch anything else, is that clear? Just go and get a bucket of fertilizer. And without turning it over this time. Good day to you, gentlemen. How may I help you? If you are here for a visit, please do come back on Sunday.
I am afraid that it cannot wait. My name is Sherlock Holmes, and this is my friend and colleague, Dr. Watson. We are investigating the theft of plants that took place here 5 days ago. A remarkable collection, I believe.
So you're the one in charge, eh?
A small favor for a friend. Now, to whom do I have the pleasure of speaking?
I am Martin Hamish. I am the Deputy Director of Kew Gardens. And that fellow yonder is Albert. He works here.
I am delighted to meet you. What can you tell us about the plants?
They were rare and exceptional plants. We presented them at our last exhibition. We haven't removed the stand yet. It is still in the large glass house. We only learned of their disappearance the evening after the exhibition, and nobody saw anything.
No doors were forced?
No, but I would imagine that for a thief it would be fairly easy to gain entry, for there are no guards here.
Well, if you don't mind, we will take a look. Now, you say that it is in the large glass house.
Yes, the one just behind me. Just a second, since Albert has nothing else to do. Albert, show these gentlemen where the exhibition was held.
How many people work here?
Only myself, but occasionally 2 students, Albert, whom you have met, and Miss White.
Miss White.
Here it is. This is the place where the stolen plants were exhibited.
Thank you. Is there something the matter?
Yes, there is. All right, the plants were valuable and rare, but it seems to me that the tragedy that took place here only 2 days ago has been entirely forgotten already.
What tragedy are you referring to?
The director of Kew Gardens, Mr. Montague Dunn, he died here just 2 days ago.
We're very sorry. We were not aware. The two of you were good friends?
He was my father.
Oh dear. Our condolences. We should not be troubling you. Please do excuse us for the intrusion.
You say that he died here, in the large glass house?
Holmes?
Yes, just here, near the door to the colonial collection. He suffered a heart attack. Just like that. So suddenly. It was terrible. Excuse me, gentlemen, but I cannot remain here. If you need me, I'll be in the reserve. That's the room next to the front of the large greenhouse.
Of course, we understand.
So we're actually investigating a murder, we just don't know that it's a murder yet. That makes things a little more Holmes' style. Did he know that already?
This is where his father, Montague Dunn, was found dead.
Mushroom.
Fragments of a flower pot. It fell down here.
It looks mushroomy, though.
Soil. It should have come from a flower pot. The soil on the side of this flower shelf is the same as that on the ground. The traces are thinner in some places. These boot marks are fresh. It appears as though someone was dragging their feet. The footprints reveal that someone staggered here.
Like in the manner that you would as you fell dead of a heart attack?
This sign is broken. Something heavy was dropped upon it.
Like a body, for example.
Blood. Someone fell violently against this sign, and they were injured in the clash. Most likely a head wound.
What am I looking for now?
This pot was broken fairly recently. A flower pot recently fell down from these shelves and was misplaced.
And what do we got here?
The door was smashed at shoulder height. This door handle is new. It was recently changed. The esconsson was breached near the handle. The door was forced from the inside of the Colonial Collection Room. The handle was changed afterwards.
I think we need to inspect the Colonial Collection Room.
All the clues around here are quite suspicious. I need my imagination to make sense of it all.
I mean, somebody smashed the door and then fell and hit their head. It looks like. Mm-hmm. What? Oh, we're doing this one. Okay. Yeah, I mean, that seems pretty clear, doesn't it?
This reconstruction reveals a disturbing fact. Montague Dunn damaged the door of the Colonial Collection Room.
He was in a panic, or the door was locked. Was it an accident or a murder then, I wonder? I think we need to inspect the Colonial Collection Room.
I believe you said that already.
Very strange. Half of the Colonial Collection is absent. These windows were perfectly cleaned. A fragment of marble, most likely chipped from a statue or sculpture. This broken fragment was the result of a heavy blow. This is one of the outlets of the ventilation system. The smell is strong. It is a detergent. Part of this greenhouse was emptied and thoroughly cleaned.
So what was here before? Oh, there we go. Okay. Well, these are rather exotic.
These plants come from all the territories of the British Empire.
So what do we got here? Yep. Oh. What do we got? Come on.
According to this, they have light and moisture control in some parts of the building.
Yeah. All right, Watson. It's time for you to poke at a dead body for me. How do I get out of this place? Is this out? I'm not sure this is out.
Can I help you, gentlemen?
Where even are you? Over there, okay. No, I don't think I want to talk to you right now. Do I? Can I look at you? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Hey, do you work here?
Do you work here?
Yes, but part-time only. For I'm also studying botany at the University of London.
You're following in your father's footsteps, then. That is commendable.
Well, even if botany is not my strongest suit, there are people who say that I could be a good manager.
Thank you,
Cool.
young man. We shall see you again soon.
After we go poke at your father's dead body. Okay, good. We found our way out. Bye. I don't even want to talk to you. And Scotland Yard. Why would Scotland Yard have this man's body if it is believed to have been a heart attack? Well, that time he wasn't even looking at Dostoevsky. He was actually...
I asked Inspector Lestrade to take Montague Dunn's body to Scotland Yard.
Aha.
It's ready for autopsy, then.
Must have telephoned. At some point when we were not watching him, you know. What do we got here? Huh. My friend, your posters for the Great Exhibition at Kew Gardens are very beautiful, but it is surely unnecessary to mention all of the staff. My name alone will be sufficient.
A beautiful feather pen of a good make. A membership card for the London Crest Club. This watch is of great value.
Okay. Well, I think I'm beginning to see a motive take shape here.
Locked.
All right, we're not having anybody to interrogate. We're just going to interrogate this corpse.
First of all, let us carry out an external examination. There is an injury to the skull, most probably caused by the fall in the water lily greenhouse. The vessels and the pupil of the eye appear quite normal. The air from the lungs carries a faint floral aroma. There are no suspicious marks upon the chest. Let us finish our external examination so that we can proceed with the autopsy.
We actually gonna cut this dude up?
Nothing suspicious here. No redness, stings, or bruises. Now, let us examine the internal organs.
Wow, okay. It's a heart.
The heart's blood vessels show no pathological signs.
Uh-huh. And...
The heart tissue shows no visible pathological signs.
Alrighty. Lungs. I think these might be interesting.
The lungs are congested and edematous.
And... Aha!
The tissue on the inferior lobe of the right lung is damaged, most probably caused by toxins from an unknown plant. The liver is enlarged. It would seem that he was suffering from an alcohol addiction. The liver tissue is brown. There are no visible pathological signs. The stomach tissues show no visible pathological signs.
Uh-huh. And... Is that it?
There
There
is
we
a
go.
small amount of content. It appears that he breakfasted lightly, only a short while before his death.
And that's all of his innards.
My suspicions have been substantiated. Montague Dunn, the director of Kew Gardens, died from poisoning. Plant poisoning, to be more exact.
You mean
Yes, it is murder.
we should inform Lestrade?
Yes, but do remember, Watson, that I discovered the murder. The challenge is mine.
The challenge, Holmes?
We need to locate that deadly plant. Such a perfect murder appeals to me.
Murder of any kind appeals to you. Is that all we need to do?
No, we also have the people working at Kew Gardens. Martin Hamish and the son of the victim, Albert Dunn.
And also Miss White, of whom we spoke with Mr. Hamish. Should we bring them all here for interrogation?
No, a few innocuous questions at Kew will suffice, as well as a discreet delve into their personal affairs. Yes, Watson, it is time now to open the doors.
Even those in the staff building. I suppose that is necessary.
We should also be concerned with the victim himself. After all, we don't know very much about Montague Dunn.
You're enjoying this already, aren't you?
More than a little.
Okay, well, Hamish is my number one suspect at the moment, but I'm willing to entertain the possibility that White could be involved. I think the son or nephew or whatever is probably at the bottom of the list. In any case, we are all out of time for episode 14. Come back and see me again in episode 15, and we will go poke around the greenhouse place again. Talk to you soon.